Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. This is December 5th, 2023, and I want to share with you from Matthew chapter 25 and the 10 virgins and the connection we have to the month of Tevet and to the month of December. Hanukkah, the lamps and the oil, and midnight, which means the middle of the night or the middle of the week or the middle of the season. Midnight really means middle, the middle of Hanukkah. And this is found in verse 6. At midnight, there was a cry made. Okay, so I want to take a look at these words in the original and share them with you. So the first thing we see is, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins. Okay, why are there 10 virgins? Why are there not 5 virgins or 6 virgins or 12 virgins or 72 virgins? No, there are 10 virgins, okay? And we do not know why this number was picked, but there's got to be a reason, so we need to investigate this. Now, if we go into the original language and look at this in the interlinear Bible, where we can see the English, the Greek, and then the Strong's connection to each one of the numbers, then we'll be likened the kingdom of heavens to 10 virgins, okay? So the number 10 is the number that in Greek means Deca, which is connected also to our December. Deca, like December. Dies, Deca, 10. Okay? And the meaning of 10, the number 10 commonly occurs in Scripture with symbolic as well as literal meaning, with double entendre or understanding, conveying both levels of meaning at once. So there is a double meaning within the number 10. The actual description of this number, the actual meaning of this number, is that there is a symbolic and double meaning to it. Okay? Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins. Okay? And they took their lamps. So if we're looking at the lampstand and the oil within the 10 virgins, the oil, and we connect this to Hanukkah, we're going to see that not only is Hanukkah in December, which is the 10th month. December comes from the number 10. September is 7, siete. October is 8, ocho. November is 9, nueve, and December is 10, diez. Also on the Hebrew calendar, Hanukkah goes from the 9th month of Kislev and lapses into the month of Tevet, which is the 10th month. So Hanukkah is connected to the 10th month on both calendars. On the Gregorian, it's connected to December, and on the Hebrew, it's connected to Tevet. And the meaning of 10 is that it is symbolic with a double understanding, conveying both levels of meaning at once. This is the meaning of the number 10, Deca. Okay? Then we go into the connection to the lamps. The virgins have lamps. And they also have oil. We know this, that Hanukkah is connected to the lampstand, the menorah, and it's also connected to the miracle of the oil. Now, the miracle of the oil, at the beginning of Hanukkah, what did they say? We need oil. Where are we going to get oil? And they needed to rely on God for a miracle of oil. And all of this is connected to the parable of the 10 virgins and the miracle of the oil, the foolish virgins needed to go out and they needed oil. Okay? And where are they going to get the oil? They have to go out and they have to buy their oil. Okay? But it says, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept, because the whole thing was about, we need oil because the bridegroom is coming, and if we don't have our oil when the bridegroom comes, we're not going to be ready to receive the bridegroom. And so the bridegroom tarried, they went out, they slumbered and slept, and they went out to find oil. And then it says, at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Okay, now let's take a look at this word, midnight, in the Greek. If we go to verse 6 here, we're going to see this in verse 6. At middle then of the night, a cry was made, behold, the bridegroom go forth to meet him. 33:19 is the word for midnight, and it actually means middle or in the midst. It's not just talking about midnight, but it's also talking about the middle, not only of the day. I think of the day. The middle of the day is midnight, or it could be the middle of the week of Hanukkah, the midnight hour of Hanukkah, the middle of Hanukkah, the middle of the night, midnight. But it also means middle, okay? Middle, in the midst, among, before, between, center, forward, midday, middle, midnight, midst, within. So all of these meanings are connected to the word middle. It's between, it's within, it's the middle, it's the midnight hour. Okay? It could be just of the day, the midnight hour of the day, or it could be the middle of the week of Hanukkah. Now I want to show you a wedding and virgins in the 10th month in the book of Esther. Esther chapter 2 verse 16. Esther was taken into King Ahasuerus into his royal house in the 10th month, which is the month of Tebet, in the 7th year of his reign. The king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. So he created a new feast in the 10th month, brought Esther into his house in the 10th month, and she was chosen above all of the other virgins. Okay, so there's a connection to the 10th month, the wedding, which is the bridegroom, the coming of the bridegroom in a wedding, and then it's also connected to virgins. It was not just Esther, but she was connected to all of these other virgins, and she was chosen above and out of, and in the middle of all of these other virgins, she was chosen above all of these other virgins in the 10th month. Okay, so we have another connection here to the wedding of Esther in the 10th month. And we also see that Jesus is in the middle of the candlesticks in Revelation 1:13 and Revelation 2:1. He walks in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks. He is in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. So we see Jesus in the middle of the menorah. We have a menorah, and Hanukkah is known not only for a 7-candle menorah, but for a 9-candle menorah, based on an extra candle being placed in the middle called the servant candle, the shamash, the helper candle, that lights all of the other candles. And it stands above all of the other candles in the midst of the Hanukkah menorah or the Hanukkah. So Jesus is in the middle of the Hanukkah menorah, in the middle of the candlesticks. So we see here that the 10 virgins is connected to the month of December, and it's also connected to the month of Tevet. A double connection to the number 10 from the story of the 10 virgins. Within the meaning of the number 10, it shows that it is a symbolic number with a double meaning. There's double understanding within the number. So it's not only talking about the 10 virgins, it may be talking about the 10th month. It's talking about lamps and oil, and all of that is connected to Hanukkah. Then we have midnight, which means middle, and could be connected to the middle of the week. Esther was married in the 10th month, and if we go to the middle of the week of Hanukkah, then we enter into the 10th month of Tevet, right? We go past the middle of the week, and we go past the 9th month, and we go to the middle of Hanukkah, to the middle of the week, and we find ourselves in the 10th month of Tevet with the sighting of the new moon, which comes in the middle of Hanukkah. Esther was married in the 10th month. So the 10th month for Esther is connected to the middle of Hanukkah, and going from the 9th month and to the 10th month in the middle of Hanukkah. It's the middle of Hanukkah. It's connected to the marriage of Esther. Okay? And Jesus also, we see him standing in the middle of the candlesticks, not at one side, not at the beginning, not at the end, but he's standing in the middle of, he's standing in the middle of the candlesticks. Okay, so all of this, to me, according to the Torah calendar, if we go in between the 4th and the 5th day of Hanukkah, the middle of the week is going to be somewhere around December 11th, December 12th, and December 13th. Okay, somewhere in there, middle of Hanukkah, the middle of the week, the midnight hour, in the midst of the week, in the midst of the candles. Connected to 10, December and Tevet. Connected to lamps and oil, which is Hanukkah. Connected to midnight, which means middle. Okay, Esther married in the 10th month. All of this shows us that we may not be looking at the very beginning of Hanukkah, but the middle of Hanukkah, from December 12th to December 13th on the Hebrew Torah and the Gregorian calendars. Okay, this is what I wanted to share with you, pointing to the middle of Hanukkah. I pray you are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.